It was September 2009. I was in London having a meeting with my manager, who is also still Morcheeba manager. And as I was coming out of the office, there was Ross standing across from the office, and it was a complete surprise to see him in London because he lives in California, and I hadn't seen him in 7 years. So went up to him and said hello. And that's where it began.
We'd asked her to sing on the album before, and it wasn't quite the right time. We'd thought about starting this new record, which is now called Blood Like Lemonade, and I bumped into Sky, and then I went down to see my brother in France, where he lives now, and we talked about asking Sky to sing on this record, if she wanted to, and so we did, and initially she said no, but then I think we were only asking her to sing a couple of tracks on the album. She said, okay, if you let me sing the whole album, we do it like we used to, and it's special and magic, then I'll do it. And we said, okay, that sounds great. The music industry is completely different to when we started. There's not as much infrastructure, there isn't really a recording industry anymore. But that kind of works well for us because we got to record everything in our own time, in our own houses, the way that we wanted to. I recorded a load of guitars at home, and my brother programmed all the beats at his house in France, and then we sent music to Sky, and she got to sing all of her songs, at home in the evening in her own time.
We'd just put the kid to bed and light a fire because it was in the winter, and pour myself a whiskey and then just get on with it. So, I was pretty relaxed, and I think it comes across in the recording.
And is that very different from how you recorded the albums initially?
Yeah, well, we're here in the Morcheeba studio. This is where, all of the first 4 albums were recorded. Actually, no, sorry. The first 2 albums were recorded at in a flat in Finchley in a bedroom. So it's kind of like we've kind of come full circle, and we've gone back to recording at home, which just seemed natural. I mean, and also because we're all in different parts of the world, it was easier to record in the comfort of our own homes, and we could all kind of record at the same time, and therefore it made for a speedier delivery of the record.
In the old days, it was a little bit stressful. We'd be in here recording, I'd be playing the guitar, or Sky would be singing, and there would be people through that window there pressing buttons and saying, no, that's not good enough, and it makes you feel really nervous, So recording in your own home is great because you can stop and start whenever you want to, you can just do pretty much whatever you want. And so that's it was a real pleasure to do it like that. And also, we didn't drive each other crazy. We're not kind of like always, breathing down each other's necks when we're doing something else. We all had the time to experiment with our own ideas, and Sky did a lot of, really far out vocal arrangements that she got the time to spend to experiment with. And the same with me and the guitars, and the same with my brother doing the drums. When we're all together, we'd go crazy because we'd be sitting here listening to a snare drum for days and days, and and then it would take me half a day to get my guitar in tune, and that would drive everybody crazy. So we just basically, we got to do things in our own time, and in a way it was actually much quicker because we had 3 recording studios working at once on the same record.